Watch Dr. Drew's new show at 9 on HLN. Weeknights on HLN.
He threw her up against the wall and choked her.
Okay. Do you know why he threw up against the wall and choked her?
Because he said, I know you killed her. What did you do with her? And he choked her, and Cindy had to get George off of Casey.
Well, the defense is about to call George's so-called mistress. You just heard her there and saw her. They're going to have her testify. Now, is the defense on to something here, or are they just once again causing distraction and dragging poor George Anthony further into the mud? He's already been accused of sexually abusing Casey, a claim seemingly like lost to the vapors. I mean, it's not been proven in any way. And the question I have, and as we try to understand this thing, and I, like you, I want to understand it, are there two faces to George Anthony? Here's how Crystal says, this is the girlfriend, the one she had the affair with, I guess. This is what Crystal says about Kaylee's death.
I don't believe that George picked the body up like they said. I think it was an accident.
What did George tell you about that?
That it was an accident that snowballed out of control.
And I was appropriately admonished by my producer's alleged mistress. I don't know if I buy that there either. Again, this is her claim, and you guys have to judge if you think that she is reliable in what she's reporting. Now, the question, though, before us is, could grief push someone to cheat? Is the stress of all this too much for George? And if you just speculated that he did something inappropriate, is it because of what Casey's dragged them into? Former prosecutor Robin Sachs is back, and joining me is our friend Mark Eiglash, a criminal defense attorney. Mark, do you adhere to that theory that perhaps he misbehaved because of the overwhelming stress of the situation, if this thing even occurred at all, which it probably didn't?
Well, listen, you're the expert in that arena. I have no idea why men cheat. I can tell you, however, that this is a bombshell. I don't like using that word. I'll let Jane use it all she wants. I think this is a huge development. I'll tell you why. I've been asking for weeks now, how are they going to prove that this was an accident, an accidental drowning, without her testifying, which she's not going to do because she's not that crazy. And this is the way they do it. Now, she's going to say that George said to her that this was an accident that snowballed out of control. The prosecution's going to object. That's hearsay. But the judge is going to let it in because it goes to impeach George's earlier testimony that he knew nothing about an accident or drowning or anything like that. This is going to help the defense.
So then, Robin, is George going to have to get back up on the stand and answer some questions?
Well, that's one potential, but the other potential is what they're going to have to deal with is the prosecutor's then going to have to go through and then present all of these other pieces of evidence that in the end is going to make this just another red herring that's going to not amount to much other than to look like he's a bad, dirty guy. And who really cares? If you're the prosecutor, the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. And so he's one other scumbag in the family of scumbags.
Wow.
Robin, Robin's underestimating the significance of pillow talk. You know, the defense is going to say that's when George was being truthful, when he was laying down with his mistress and he spoke about something. Again, I don't necessarily buy it, but we're talking about 12 people.
The molester, she's lying in bed. I mean, now they've put out here that he's this molester, so she's going to have to say you hung out with a known molester. I mean, that's a problem.
And Mark, you're always the one to always say the defense shouldn't put out theories that they have to prove. Now they have to prove that he's had an affair. They have to prove that he has had pillow talk with this woman, and that he's a molester. They have to prove all of that now. There's more they have to prove.
I agree. A critical mistake, a rookie mistake by a rookie lawyer, but that's the bed that he prepared for himself, and he's got to lie in it. And so the way to do it without putting his lying client on the stand, is through Crystal. It's now crystal clear to me, pun intended, how they're going to do it.